It's Accountex Day 2. I'm live with an old friend, Alun Morgan. Hello, Alan.
Hi, Rob. Nice to see you.
When I say an old friend, I mean I've known you a long time, not that you're old.
I'm old enough, don't worry.
Now, you're a veteran of Accountex, Alan. You've been to a few of these before. How's the vibe for you this year?
I think everyone is just so pleased to actually be back. And it's so much better to have that human interaction.
We've missed it, haven't we?
We have indeed. I mean, Zoom's been great and it's been a godsend and it saved us so much hassle, but nothing beats face-to-face.
Yeah, and you're a people person. You like getting around, seeing the whites of people's eyes, shaking hands, don't you?
Very much like to think so.
Now, you've been in this game a long time. What are you noticing about the conversations that you're having and what people are talking to you about, Alan?
I think a lot more people this year are talking about, I'm here today with Smart Audit, a piece of audit software as well as whole practice software. And it's very interesting that there's a growing awareness, even among small and medium-sized practices, of the importance and the usefulness of data analytics in not just audit work, but analysing business performances of all sizes of businesses, really.
Yeah. Now, things are changing at Kudos. Tell us a little bit about Kudos International.
Well, Kudos International started as a network for SMPs mainly 10 years ago. We've gone from strength to strength. And as of the beginning of this year, the beginning of May, I acquired the business of some former colleagues. So yeah, I'm now sole director of Kudos, which I'm delighted about.
And what does that mean for Kudos?
It means that realistically, for the first time ever, the people who've run Kudos in the past have always had other interests, but now there is a body of people within Kudos that are solely focused on the international network and future development of it. So hopefully we can go from strength to strength and have a clear direction as to where we're going.
Yeah, and why do you come to events like Accountex?
Just to meet other people, really, and to mix. And one of the great things about sitting here with Smart Audit, I know from talking to the people at Smart Audit, what they've really got out of it is not just the ability to meet people with a view to actually making sales, but learning more about the accounting profession, because Smart Audit is based overseas in the Far East and India. So they're learning about the accounting profession in different areas, the Caribbean, that they've been out there, and today they're learning about the profession in the UK and Europe.
We're definitely going global, and the pandemic's accelerated that, Alan, hasn't it?
It has, because it has, in some ways, initially it made the world larger in terms of we weren't able to fly places, but Zoom has recondensed the world, I suppose.
Zoom, Teams, whatever platform you're on.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Other platforms are available.
Absolutely right. But yeah, we're international, and we look around here. There's a lot of real estate here. There's a lot of prime investment. There's a lot of resources going to an event like this. You're here, you're representing people. How do you go about measuring success of attendance and investment in something like this?
I think it's very difficult to actually come to an objective measure of it. And I think you have to be you have to be subjective and go away with that energized feeling. And even if you don't make a ton of sales and don't make a clear objective return on investment, the learning, the ability to actually bring your team together, particularly after the pandemic, I think will pay dividends for everybody here in the coming years.
Yeah. Now, you'll have had a lot of conversations yesterday. What was one of the big takeaways or insights, or any speakers that you saw? What was your big thing from yesterday?
I think it reinforced something which I developed an opinion on during the course of 2022, that the biggest block to accounting firms at the moment isn't the lack of clients for once, it's the lack of staff. And
nobody wants more work in a way, do they?
No, they don't. And I'm probably going to give a plug to somebody that I met this morning whilst milling around before the exhibition opened, something called ClearWorks, which is an alternative to outsourcing, which is local freelancing software.
Okay.
So it's like Fiverr, but purely for accountants with clever software in the background. I thought it sounded, I've not looked into it much, but it sounded superb.
Yeah, well, accounting firms have got to get innovative, haven't they? If the talent pool is shrinking. And let me ask you this, you're in a great position to answer this. Does the accounting profession have an image problem? We know that there are less people coming
Absolutely,
in. They're looking at industry, they may be looking at fintech for their career.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'm talking to firms increasingly about is that even if you're not convinced about the need to invest in tech, to improve client service, to make the firm more efficient, if you're nervous about that, you've got to be doing that to recruit staff, because the kids coming in want to see apps. They want to see you investing in technology. They don't want to be picking up a pen, Rob.
They don't want to be chained to a desk for 10 or 15 years
no,
and making partner.
No, they don't. And some of them won't be interested in partnership. And we are seeing different models now. And
well, I was going to ask, the accounting firm business model, is that broken? Are we seeing a phasing out, maybe something more business oriented with a C-suite? That kind of setup.
I think it's changing. I don't think it's dead, and there isn't a sort of one size fits all.
Well, it's been the same for hundreds of years, Alan.
It has, and sometimes I am quite dubious, because we've seen consolidators come in over the years, and they've gone. There's a new batch coming in now, Zainadin, for example, and that seems to be doing very well and going from strength to strength. So.
And talking to accountants, as you do a lot, Alan, what do you feel are the key skills or attributes that they need as individuals to remain competitive and relevant over the next few years?
To be people orientated rather than numbers orientated, certainly in the leadership in a firm.
Yeah. Is that hard for accountants?
Not for all. And actually, we've seen probably over the last 10 years, there's been a natural cream rising to the top in that respect, and it's people aren't making partner now unless they have that people skills. I can remember, very quick story, we had a session at a Accountex conference 4 years ago in Hong Kong, done by a guy called Harry Marshall. And Harry did some psychometric testing of the audience first, and he was amazed that everybody scored as being people, as opposed to traditional accounting techie types. And I said, well, that's because what you've got here are not the techie types, you've got the leaders.
Yeah. Anyway, I interrupted you. I was asking about the skills that they need.
Sorry.
So you mentioned people skills.
Yeah.
What else do individual accountants need to stay competitive?
Tech skills. Or at least the ability to know what technology can bring to the table.
Yeah.
They don't need to be programmers, for example. You don't need coding experience. No, not at all.
That would scare them.
I've tried teaching my son coding. That's as far as I can go.
That's impressive. Yeah. So yeah, they've got to be tech focused. They've got to be people focused. And if they do that, they've got a chance.
They have, and systems.
Okay.
And be systematic. Build systems within the firms that mean that the work can be done in a similar way by all the staff in the firm, or all the outsourced staff, or freelancers.
And finally, Alan, what excites you most about Kudos International and where you're going with that over the next few years?
I think what excites me is the ability to actually bring people together from 4 corners of the globe, and actually seeing that everyone has the same problems. We spoke about recruitment problems just now, and it's the same everywhere. That is not a problem peculiar to the UK.
And that peer learning is a good point. They want to peer over the garden wall, don't they, and see, are my problems the same as yours?
Exactly.
And
we can help them solve those problems. So we're having our global conference in 2 weeks' time, and it's all about staff recruitment and staff retention, and different ideas around that, really.
And finally, Alan, what excites you most about the accounting and fintech profession? Because you're not somebody that stands still.
No.
You stay relevant, you keep your hands on it. You've already told us that you're a coder, so you've got your fingers in a lot of pies.
Very rudimentary knowledge of that.
What's keeping you excited and keeping you going?
I think it's the ability and power that we have as accountants, and importantly business advisors, to help our clients keep up to date and to help our clients sleep at night, depending upon what they want. Yeah. And I think it's important that accountants understand what their clients want and why they're coming to them, and service them accordingly. And that's what's always excited me, is our ability to give advice and the fact we're trusted.
We love your passion. Alun Morgan, thanks for talking.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you.